African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 3rd of November, 2024. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Kharkov direction inflicted defeat on the formations of the 47th Mechanized, 17th Tank Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, the 4th Border Detachment of the Border Service of Ukraine, and foreign mercenaries in the areas of the settlements of Malinovka, Makarivka, Odnorobovka, and Goptovka in the Kharkov region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost over 30 servicemen, 2 vehicles, and 2 122mm D-30 howitzers. Units of the West Group of Forces inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 30th, 60th, 63rd, 92nd, 116th Mechanized and 3rd Assault Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces in the areas of the settlements of Petropavlivka, Golubovka, Pershotravnevoe, Kupiansk in the Kharkiv region, and Terny in the Donetsk People's Republic. 5 counterattacks by assault groups of the 14th, 44th Mechanized and 3rd Tank Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled. The enemy lost up to 460 troops, an infantry fighting vehicle, 3 vehicles, a US-made 155mm M198 howitzer, and a UK-made 105mm L119 gun. 3 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Troops continued advancing deep into the enemy's defenses, defeated the formations of the 23rd, 28th, 33rd, 54th, 67th, 72nd Mechanized, 3rd Tank, 46th, 81st Airmobile, 79th Airborne Assault Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and the 119th Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Andriivka, Konstantinovka, Dalny, Chesavyar, Ilyienka, Beresky, Kurakovo, Seversk, and Dranovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. For counterattacks by units of the 33rd Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to over 520 servicemen, 12 vehicles, an M113 armored personnel carrier, 2 US-made M119 105mm guns, 2 D-30 122mm howitzers, and 2 ammunition depots. Units of the Center Group of Forces, as a result of active offensive actions, liberated the settlement of Vishnevo in the Donetsk People's Republic. The manpower and equipment of the 32nd and 93rd Mechanized, 25th Airborne, 68th Ranger Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, the 35th Marine Brigade, and the 122nd Territorial Defense Brigade were damaged in the areas of the settlements of Dmitrov, Petrovka, Novoseladovka, Sherbanovka, Dzержinsk, and Nelipovka of the Donetsk People's Republic. 10 counterattacks by the 35th, 42nd, 100th, 117th, 150th Mechanized, 152nd Jaeger Brigades, 49th and 425th Assault Battalions of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were repelled. The enemy lost over 500 servicemen, a tank, a British-made Spartan armored personnel carrier, a Cossack armored fighting vehicle, 4 pickups, a 152mm Stubby howitzer, and a 122mm D-30 howitzer, as well as US-made M113 armored personnel carrier, Max Pro armored fighting vehicle, and a 105mm M119 gun. Units of the East Force Group improved their position along the front line, defeated the formations of the 152nd Jaeger Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, the 37th Marine Brigade, and the 113th Territorial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Uspanovka, Velika Novosyolka, Razdolnoy, Makarovka, and Ostrovsky of the Donetsk People's Republic. The counterattack of the Assault Battalion of the 23rd Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine was repelled. The enemy's losses amounted to 105 soldiers, a tank, 3 vehicles, and a 155mm self-propelled artillery unit Caesar made in France. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of the 110th Mechanized, 141st Infantry Brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, the 124th and 126th Territorial Defense Brigades in the areas of the settlements of Nikopol in the Dnipropetrovsk region, Poniatowka, Tokarevka in the Kherson region, and Nestoryanka in the Zaporizhia region. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 60 servicemen, 2 vehicles, and an ammunition depot. Operational Tactical Aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces destroyed the IN/TPQ-37 counter-battery radar station made in the USA, damaged a railway echelon with armored vehicles of the Ukrainian Armed Forces at a loading station, the infrastructure of military airfields, energy facilities, and an oil depot used to supply the Ukrainian Armed Forces, workshops for the production of unmanned aerial vehicles, and concentrations of enemy manpower and military equipment in 140 areas. Air defense systems shot down 4 ATACMS operational tactical missiles and a U.S.-made Mars multiple launch rocket system, as well as 47 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 647 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 35,216 unmanned aerial vehicles, 585 anti-aircraft missile systems, 19,031 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,484 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 17,245 field artillery pieces and mortars, 27,956 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.